appreciate it. I do. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mid-America Dirt. I'm Skip, and I'm super excited to be joined by Mr. Peyton Taylor from Batesville, Arkansas. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm better than I deserve. I appreciate you having us on, Skip. I've been keeping you up, and it's pretty neat watching what you're doing and reaching out to some of these older racers, people that a lot of these people that you're doing I looked up to, and they paved the road for what me and a lot of people my age are doing. And it's good because a lot of the younger racers don't really, they didn't have the privilege of knowing and watching these guys come up and race. And it's pretty awesome to hear from them now, see how they're doing, and hear some of the stories that they've got. It's real cool what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate that. I mean, and I'm doing it, it's kind of doing it for me. You know what I mean? Because like you said, I came up watching them guys too, Batesville, West Plains, flipping. And so it's pretty awesome experience to be able to get to talk to some of those
Absolutely.
guys. And I know, you racers, you all know each other. You know what I mean? You guys all know each other. But for us fans, we don't know you guys like you guys know each other. So it's pretty cool to hear the stories and stuff and talk to those guys. And it's kind of last minute, that we've got you. I've been wanting to get you on here, and Chris
Yeah.
Ellis, had kind of put us in touch. And you had commented, speaking of those guys, you commented on that post where I was looking for Tony Carden yesterday, and I did find him, by the way, and hopefully he'll be coming on here pretty soon. So,
Well, he'll
um,
have some very interesting stories, I'm sure. Everybody always knew him as Scrap back in the day, but you know, you I always look back and I'll miss several, I'm sure, but Bill Fry, Terry Phillips, Wendell, Moyer, just Rex McCroskey, Larry McDaniel, the whole NDRA bunch back in the day, and I'm missing a lot of them, but even my brother, he started running with them guys back in the Mars deal, and uh, it was just, I don't know, I didn't really have an option with my family, so
yeah.
living in Batesville, it was either go, learn to fish or race. So I wasn't a good fisherman, so I didn't have no choice.
All right. All right. So tell me about you and let's talk about your connections first of all. Kind of tell me how connected everything is down there at Batesville, if you would.
But It's it's just a racing community, my mom's brother, Larry Shaw, and then my uncles Wendell Wallace and Billy Moyer. Billy Moyer Jr. is my cousin. Kurt Shaw had New Vision Graphics. Kevin Shaw, when Larry had Shaw's, he was there. And then the Mosley family bought it. Now it's Shaw Race Cars, and he still works there, and they're still doing, doing great things there. So, uh, then we got Mark Martin, me and him's real good buddies. He's always been just super, super great to me. Bill Davis, we unfortunately lost him here a couple months ago, but
Yeah, I heard that.
he was a great guy. There's just, and then Mama Mooney, they've got the racetrack, and right, they've had racing series and stuff. And then my cousin at one point dated Bloomquist. There's a photo floating around somewhere with all of us in there at a Pizza Hut. My mom ran Pizza Hut for 35 years, so we had a family reunion there, and there's a picture with all of them there. And I don't know that him and Moyer was really Jihad back then. I think that's when they
Yeah.
was mainly rivals. So,
Yeah.
uh, but it was, everybody got along for the most part, and it was pretty. I don't know. It fairy tale for me.
Oh, absolutely. Had to be.
Oh, it was pretty cool. I was probably 14ish, somewhere in there. Um, but yeah, it's been pretty neat to be involved with and have all these people, and not only the family, but the family connections got me in there. When I worked for Wendell, we was teamed up with Dale McDowell, Shane McDowell, and
Okay.
just made a great friendship with them. We still talk to them uh, to this day. We actually partied all night when they won the Topless a couple years ago over at my cousin's house. So we still hang out with everybody, and Scott, he was a great friend. He was really close with me and my wife. I don't know. He just kind of always liked us and was straight up with us. And uh, I'm not going to be one to harp on, hey, Scott this, Scott that. But I think anybody that was fortunate enough to be in his circle and to be around him and just know how smart he was and the ways that he did stuff, and he was fortunate enough to be in that circle. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
greatly missed, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, outside of Charlotte area, North Carolina, would you say that Batesville is probably the capital of dirt track racing?
I will say this: it was. I feel like back late '90s, early 2000s, but I don't really know that it was IMCA racing then. It was racing's changed a lot in the last 20 years, and I think it's changed for the better. My personal opinion, um, with the sanctions and stuff. Back in the late '90s, early 2000s, it was tough to come to Batesville and win. Like you could have national people come in, they couldn't outrun the locals. There was 6 or 7 of us. That was just a handful in the modified division. And, it seems like that's migrated up to Iowa now. Iowa seems to be the hub now um, for just good racing. But them guys can race 4 or 5 nights a week. INCA's got a great sanction they do, and that's what we support. They're a big part of what me and my wife do with our Clash on the Coast. And they've got a good deal. A lot of people are not Brett Root fans, but he does what a sanction does, and I like him, and I didn't always like him, but we've turned out to be pretty good friends. And but I think that's all migrated, to get back to your question, that's all migrated back up north. And I'm gonna tell you, any of them guys from Iowa is bad to the bone. Um, but they just, they've elevated the game. That whole northern bunch has, and I give props to it. But we still try to give them some serious hell when they come down here to play in our backyard.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Let's talk about what all you're involved in, because I do want to talk about the Clash on the Coast thing. So you're a promoter. Are you build chassis?
Well, we're a dealer for Cadillac chassis. We bring
Okay,
their
it's a
cars
dealer.
in. We put
I
them
got you.
together. Me and Jack, which that's another deal. When he was at GRT, we was both kind of working out of the South shop. He was kind of the house car for the modified program, and I was working for Wendell. So we began a friendship. I would say probably I was 16, he was 18, and we both kind of did our deal. We went off and raced against each other, and he won his share, and I felt like I won my share. And but we never had no qualms or anything, and we just, with him starting his new business, and me and him just pretty much became like brothers. We work really good together, and we're both, you know, always trying to make our equipment better for our customers, and just try to, we feel like, there's certain companies out there that don't give the support that we do, and we try to go over the top on that. We try to give that Southern hospitality, and it don't do us no good if our cars aren't out there winning races. We want to, when we're out there, we're testing. Just like Jack at the Race for Hope. I mean, I come in, we park by each other, and I swear you got on. Every time I met him, he had a different spring. I said, "Are you seriously?
Really?
Are you off?" Or I'm just testing. But he knew I was going for it, and we had a good run. Just luck. You got to have luck, and but yeah, we do that. I also have the Peyton Taylor performance, where that's something that's really grown in the last 7 years, that I am just blessed to be able to give back to uh, not only young racers, but racers that's kind of stepped away and need to speed the curve back up. We've got I feel like we've got one of the better consulting programs out there. We're non-stats, year-round tech help. We bring their car in, go through it. there's so many people out there that are out there struggling with bent rear ends that don't even know it.
Really?
And all that's got to be true. We've got that. We got a jig at Cadillac. Every car gets their rear end jig. Make sure it's straight like it needs to be. And uh, but yeah, we've got a good service there. We do that. I couldn't do it without Cadillac. And but, and we're probably pricier than the most people, but I value what I've learned over the last 25 years with the people I'm associated with. And it's like I tell my racers that come on the PTP team, I may not have all the right answers, but I do know all the people that do have the right answers.
There
So,
you
it's good to have resources that if I do get stumped, I can reach out, to somebody like a McDowell or a Moyer or what, and have that there. So, uh, but it goes more than just the chassis. We try and help them in the cockpit. We try and help them, their maintenance program, their tire program. It's a full tilt deal, but it's something I can do here at my house, right here with my family, and not be on the road racing. Um, and uh, and man, I've grown a lot of great friendships out of that, Skip. It's been a blessing to me and my family to get uh, to be involved with these other teams and these families and watch these guys go out there and win with your assistance. It's
Yeah,
probably
that's
one of
gotta
the
feel
coolest
good.
things I can say I've been able to do. So we've got that. Me and my wife actually started the Clash on the Coast. It's an all IMCA speed week, and it's been unreal. It's been a blessing, and we love it, and we've limped off into a couple other events and just not had the success we have, not having the IMCA banner behind us and the support from them. So we've decided to just focus on that sole event, and we've got one more in the works that will be it's going to be one that's going to drop some jaws. But we ain't got it 100% locked in. But if we get it, we'll be it'll be something me and another buddy of mine, Jonathan Logue's been working on for about 2 years. And if we get it, it's going to be one for the history books. So we've got that. We're hoping to release that here within the next couple of months if we can get it pinned down. But
Okay.
it's going to be something that it's gonna blow them all out of the water.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. Let's go back though. I want the Peyton Taylor performance. So, is that a certain class that you're doing, or is that for everybody?
That we do anything like I don't do, and this is nothing against these other divisions, but I've never been in them. Like mod lights, we don't do mod lights. We won't do like front wheel drives. And really don't do hobby stocks. I've did a couple, but mainly we stick with Arkansas factory stocks, Power Eye Street stocks, sport mods, modifieds, and just in that area. It seems to really work out real good for me, and we've got kind of a baseline that works real good, and it's been good. We got people up in Kansas that's won, I think, since they've been on board, won 4 track championships or 5. We've got people up in northern Missouri and Kentucky. We just go all over, and it's fun. It's fun communicating. And the other cool thing is, like when one of them guys hits in Kansas on something, then it don't hurt me to give it to the guy over here in Kentucky. So and that's what I tell them guys, hey, we got people, we're all the time trying to get better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to touch on that for a minute and get more specific on that. Now, the Clash on the Coast sounds freaking awesome. I want to get down there. Where is that at? First of all, tell everybody
So
about
the
that.
the first stop is at Baker, Florida. It's Northwest Florida Speedway. Scott and Beverly Sessions have it, and then Mr. Rick come in and they had been leasing that for a while, and everybody was scared they was going to sell it because it's just a neat look. I call it a speedboat. But Mr. Rick come in and purchased it, so now they're really going in and putting. They have sent me video of what all they're doing, and they are revamping the entire place. But they're very good to work with. They've been with us since day one. We'll be there February 21st for practice, and then we'll race the 22nd, 23rd. And what makes this speed week different, Skip, is we take a midweek break. All these people from Iowa, a lot of our racers come from north. It's almost like snowbirds. They want to get out of the bad weather and get to the good weather. So we want to reward them for supporting us by a day off. And that's what we've did in the past. And I got some kickback from some other racers that's like, hey man, we're working on our stuff on our day off. Can we have another day off? And I was like, well, sure, why not? We've adjusted the schedule, so we're going to have 2 days off this year. And then we'll follow back up. We'll go to Deep South Speedway. Mr. Billy Robinson has Deep South Speedway at Loxley, Alabama. So we'll go there. We'll be there the 20, I think 26th, 27th, 28th. We'll be there, and we'll finish the speed week out there. And it's a great facility also.
That's what
And
I've heard.
Mr. Billy and his team's been working really hard at updating their racing surface and just their facility and everything. And that's what it takes. We're obviously doing a lot on our end. I think we're going to pay out with the addition of sport mods. It's normally IMCA sport mods and IMCA stock, or IMCA modifieds and IMCA stock cars. But this year we've decided to add the Northern sport mods. So it'll be a 3-division event. We're still going to shoot to try and have it over within 3.5 to 4 hours. We hustle a show. I don't like no downtime. The people that rent it and watch it on IMCA TV don't want no downtime, and the people that spend their hard-earned money to come watch it, they want to rock and roll. So we try to do a really good job at that. So we're excited about that. So go back. We're going to kick back a little bit here. The 2 days off, we've got a lot of cool stuff planned. So during them 2 days, we're doing the Cruise Orange Beach Dolphin Cruise. That is a fun cruise. That's courtesy of Scooter and Meredith Fredrickson. They have that down there at, I believe it's Orange Beach, Alabama. He gets on to me all the time because I don't ever hammer Alabama enough, but that's a beautiful, beautiful area down there. And so we did the Dolphin Cruise last year. I think they gave away like 36 seats on this tour for people that's pre-entered. We gave them away. But that's just one of the fun things we do. But I think it's on Tuesday, we go to Andy D's for our Clash Bash deck party. Now, last year we did this, and we had over 100 racers and families on this deck. And I met him by just going to Florida and just talking. And I told him I wanted to do this. He's like, absolutely, come on. And it turned into being an absolute awesome event. The only thing is, I think the Vandermark team's not allowed to come because every time I turned around, they was handing me a bottle of Fireball. So my wife said they're going to come with them. So, but no, they're a great team. But that's the atmosphere. Everybody wants to have fun. When you get in that weather, it's just awesome. And Andy D's is at Navarre Beach. It's right there. It's got the best breakfast in town. It's got a great redfish. All their food's good. But we're excited to go back there this year. And then we've added on the next night, I believe it's Wednesday, we're going to the dock at Pensacola Beach, and we're going to have beachside karaoke. So
Nice.
that's going to be, people, this is good. This is good for the racer. It's good for the event. It's good for the local economy. It's just nice when everything comes together and you get support from all these people. So we're excited. Not everybody knows, but we've got Big O Screen bringing in that big Jumbotron to Andy D's, and we're going to put it on the back side. We're going to watch the Lucas Oil at Ocala during the deck
Oh, yeah.
party on float. So
That's super
we've
cool.
got a lot of cool stuff going on, and it just makes it a fun speed week.
Man, that does sound fun. It really does. You talk me into wanting to go.
Well, we want you to come. We want you to come. We can, if you'll do a live down there, we'll comp you some credentials if that works for you.
Hey, man, I'll get back with you on that one. I will.
Hey, just tell the wife what you got planned. She'll be in.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably would. She loves it down there. Well, I mean, I've been to like the dolphin cruise and stuff down there. I think, what is it, Dolphin Island down there?
Yep,
somewhere down
yeah,
there in
it's
Alabama
it's
on the
all
coast.
all that's beautiful down there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It really is. But I mean, it does. It sounds like a great time. I've seen you talking about it on Facebook and stuff, so I wanted to get you to talk about it on here in case somebody might
Yeah,
see it that ain't
absolutely.
heard about it. So, yeah, that does sound fun. Let's talk about racing for a minute. So, how much are you racing these days?
We're doing about 10 to 12 races a year right now, just select races. Not really, not doing a hard schedule, because I'm committing a lot of time to our performance program. But I ain't gonna say we're quitting, but we're slowing down. I I'm just getting to where I really enjoy helping my guys. Um, and the travel's tough now, but like the Dome, we like it. The big ones at Batesville, and anytime there's some good money, we wanna be there, and we still think we got a good shot to compete for the win anytime we're there, as long as we got the equipment we need.
Okay, and are you racing mods and stocks? Is that what you're running? You
Pretty
just
much anything with the steering wheel, I'll get in.
yeah, you'll still get it. I got you. Hey, did you ever do a lot of late model racing or?
I didn't do a lot. I actually got a funny story. So I run a car for a bunch out of Oklahoma. It was a late model. It was when I had that Mars tour. And the first night I run it was at Batesville. And we ran the gears up. We had the gears upside down. So we run like 16th that night. Well, the next night we go to Little Rock. I had never really got around Little Rock that well. And Wayne Brooks always told me, he goes, once you figure it out, you'll love it. He said, but you ain't figured it out yet. So we go to Little Rock, and Moyer wasn't racing. So Moyer's on top of my trailer watching me, and he watched me qualify. Well, anyways, Wendell's there, and Kenny Merchant's there, and you got all these guys here. So they did passing points, and I thought I was going to start on the outside front row. Wendell come down there, and he goes, "Hey," he said, "Merchant's going to be starting on the." He said, "You're starting on the pole, and Merchant's going to be on the outside." He said, "Don't let him rattle you. He's gonna be gassing it, trying to psych you out before the race." He said, "Just get to the bottom and hold your line." So we get the line up, and it ain't Kenny Merchant beside me, it's Wendell. Wendell's on the outside of me, and we're pulling around on the parade lap, cleaning the tires, getting them warm, and Wendell sounds like John Force over here, darting and just back and forth. And anyway, so we take off. We run 2 laps, going the corner, door to door, and it's starting to clean out a little bit. And anyways, I beat him to the first corner, and then about 2 laps, he ducked in behind me, and I wound up winning it. But it was I come in, I said, "You was messing with me the whole time." "Snake, I didn't know." And so, anyways, we got our first late model win the second night out at I-30, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then we actually the next year wound up running Rookie of the Year for Mars, and won the Rookie of the
Okay.
Year. And that year it paid 10,000 for Rookie of the Year.
Man,
And, yeah, that
that's
was
good money.
that
That's
was
good
pretty
money
strong. That
today.
was '06, I think, or '05, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But we did that for a little bit, but I don't know, I just like the mod stuff better. I don't know why. And the late model game has just gotten crazy now.
Yeah. That's what I hear. I mean, it's just
It's a different ball
tough.
game than it was back then. But yeah, we did some late model racing, enjoyed it, but, I took that Mars deal for Mooney for years, and, so I've been pretty much all over the board.
Yeah.
It's
Open wheel stuff? Did you ever do any open wheel stuff?
No, my wife told me if I ever got in a sprint car or midget, she'd divorce me, so I really worked on her, but, that really, to me, I think I was probably more catered to that. I've got more my brother, and he'll probably agree with this. He's the smarter of the 2 anyways. I think that's pretty evident, but, uh, he was I was always a cushion chaser. I always liked the cushion or the top. Holes didn't bother me. Bill Fry told me anytime I found a hole, there was traction in it, so I always kept that close to the heart. But Jeff was one of them that, like, he could come in and change 4 shocks, 4 springs, rods, everything, and go out there and get better. Well, I was the type that when I was first starting, I didn't know how to do all that. So, like, if I got out there and the car was tight, I had to figure out how to drive it for 20 laps, and I think that probably helped me adapt to not having the best car and learning how to how to accommodate
Just
my driving
drive.
style to an ill
Yeah,
handling car. And then, which helped me later on once I got my cars dialed in, I picked up a lot more speed. So, but
I got you.
it's a learning process. When I first started, I didn't know the difference between a 7/16 inch and a 15/16 inch. And that's true. Like my friends laugh at me and they're like, dude, I never thought you'd know. Bloomquist told me, and he's like, you need to know every wrench that fits on every bolt, on every car, know every bolt length. You need to lay underneath your car. He said, do you know how your car works? And I was like, not really. He goes, well, you need to lay underneath your car until you understand how each suspension part works. And like he was like that was the Bible to him. Like he was legit on that stuff. And
Well, I remember that story he was telling. Was it Dale Jr. about going to falling asleep under the car
yeah, I mean
in the shop?
it's just he believed in that stuff. And if he was telling you that stuff, he was telling you that stuff for a reason. He wanted you to learn. He wanted you to be better. And he didn't want that for a lot of people. You know. So it was pretty cool to have them conversations, and uh, it is just pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a freaking slice of history, late model and dirt track racing history you've been a part of, man. It's just wow,
It is. I'm very
for
grateful
real.
for it, and we're not done. We're just getting going. I really really enjoy the promotion stuff. I've learned a lot from people. Even Brett. Timmy Current's a good buddy of mine. They've got Dark Side Promotions. They're killing it. Jonathan, my buddy, he does some promoting. Kevin Rogers, another good buddy of mine that's pushed me in the right direction on a lot of stuff. So uh
Hopefully, I'll get
oh
him on here soon. I've
yeah,
talked to
yeah. Oh,
Kevin a
trust me,
little
he's
bit.
got a lot to
Hopefully, get
say.
him. That's what everybody says that when it comes to promoting that I've had several people tell me I need to try to talk to Kevin.
Yeah. But I've got a lot of people that, that has a big part in the success that I've had in the racing stuff. Larry's another one, he's been pivotal in what I've done. We started there. I actually started with Wendell. When Wendell raced for Mooney, I had went down, I was 12 years old, I think. And I went down, I said, I just want to learn, I want to learn. And so I went to a shop and he handed me some sandpaper and he said, sand them rotors. And I'm talking, he wanted them spotless and they was rusted. And I went around. Well, then later on in life, I'm like, all you really got to do is just hit the brakes and you'll clean them. And Wendell, he's like, well, Snake, I was trying to teach you how to do, just you had to learn, And so it all started with Wendell, and that was pretty much my mentor. That may be why I'm so off balance right now, is because he was my mentor growing up through my younger years.
Well, are you a big bow hunter?
I'm not, but I'm a big barbecue, pork loin smoker, I guess you would say. So
Okay.
anytime I throw one or two or three of them on and get a race on, you can guarantee Wendell's gonna have his chair and his little cup over here.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, the dome. You're going to the dome. How do you like the dome?
I love the dome. I don't sound like everybody else, be like, oh, it's awesome. But it is.
It
It
is.
is one of the coolest things to get to do, and I am so thankful that I get invited. It is just, it's an unreal experience to be able to, from the parking all the way to the day off you get, and that's one reason I like the day off, because like I like watching races. So I can go up in the suites or I can go to sit in the stands and have a beer and watch it, and it's just unreal when you pull out underneath when you pull through the tunnel and you see a sea of people. It puts a lot on you, but it, like when I pull on the track, I lock in anyways. Like I can be thinking about anything in the world until I pull on that track. And when that shield goes down, it's just like, it's like I'm alone, and all my problems go away. And I think that's why I love racing so much is because it's just my time. You know, I can do what I do. That place is so fun. You know, going up there, it's going to be cowboy up. Last year we went up there and put a 2-link suspension on the left rear just to try it. We was really good. I think we timed it 6th, and then I see you're wearing that Troutman shirt. Me and Drake had one hell of a race in the heat race. I think he beat me by 1,000th of a second or something. And you know, you see a lot of people saying you can't race on the dome; it's too small. Well, man, we put one of the best heat races together of the whole weekend last year. And Drake's just a good kid too. I mean, he's a heck of a
Yeah,
driver, good kid.
that kid is a good driver.
And he's going to do some big things in this sport. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
But
You
yeah,
know,
after
that's one of the things, Peyton, is I've interviewed a lot of Hall of Famers. I just wonder how many I've interviewed that after I'm gone, we're going to be Hall of Famers. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
he's
One of
one
the
of
cool
them.
parts about what I do. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no, it's awesome. It's awesome.
I still didn't
Um,
mean to interrupt you. Go ahead,
no,
though.
you're good. You're good. Now, that the dome. I tell you another thing I really love about the dome. So with us doing a limited schedule of racing, I don't get to see all the people that I know. Which, if you know me, I know a lot of people. My wife, she hates going to Walmart with me because I talk to everybody. But I get to see all my friends and get to hang out with them for 2 or 3 days right here close to Christmas. You know, it's just a fun experience. We get to go out, we get to have fun. And then also, the other fun thing, and I may be different, but the getting up on the concourse, and we set up a booth last year, and it was so fun. You get all these kids coming by, and I mean, to these little kids, you're like Superman. You know, if they
Heck
see
yeah.
somebody, so I wore my driver's suit up, I took my steering wheel, and I just like kids come up on here, hold my steering wheel, you know, or and they just have so much fun. So
That's awesome.
that's the fan interaction's real big for me. I really like the fan interaction. And there's so many fans up there. Uh, we did something different this year. We teamed up with the Super Nationals champion Tim Ward. I don't know if you know Tim. He's an Iowa racer,
I haven't talked
and
to him.
we're going to split a booth with him. So we'll be in section 116 on the concourse, and we got all kinds of swag, and I think the wife may have some tattoos for the kids. We just make it a fun deal. Whether you buy stuff from us or not, swing by and say hi. We want to visit with you. We want to know how your dome experience is going, you know.
Heck
And
yeah.
I just think there ain't enough of that in the racing, you know. And at the end of the day, the fans are what it's about. You know, yeah, the racers want to,
And the
the
kids.
racers
I
want
mean,
money. They want to go race for money and do all that. And I get that. I'm 100% in on that. But I think we got to make sure these fans, when they leave, got to be going, man, where's the next place we
absolutely.
can go?
Well, you can do both. I mean, you can go up there and sell all that merch, you know, try to win that race, make a bunch of money. What I mean, I'm assuming for some of those guys, the merch is where the main money's at.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sure. I'm
I
sure.
mean, absolutely. Talking to them kids and stuff like you're talking about, that make you a fan for life and get them kids. I mean, like these guys that I've been talking to on this podcast. I mean, that's like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Some of them guys were when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
haven't got him on here yet. Hopefully he does one of these days. But yeah, Fry and Wendell and these guys.
Phillips.
Yeah, you're up watching them guys, man. I mean, that's big, and you see when you're a kid, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's important. It's important
Yeah.
to talk to those kids.
And I'll tell you another thing, and I could go on this dome for forever, but Cody and Emma and their whole staff does one amazing job. You know, unless you've promoted an event, you don't have a clue what all they go in. I mean, people see the build up, the track, and all that. They don't do a week video of the teardown and the cleanup and all that. You know why? Because nobody would want to watch it. Nobody would want to see it because the hype's done gone. But they still got to go out and do all that. You know what I mean? So there's a ton to do with this event. It's just It's just a well ran, well structured event, and Flo being involved, just all the right pieces are in the right places. Kevin Gundecker, there's another one. He does a lot of the track prep and the track build and all that, and he's another family friend. He used to work at Shaw's back in the day.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, so a lot of people didn't know this, but Kevin could take and notch. He could notch tubing with 65 volt tubing with 10 snips.
Really?
Yeah,
Golly.
yeah. The 10 snips was no good after that, but he could do it.
uh,
But yeah,
oh,
they're
Bill Fry told me a good story about him. I probably shouldn't tell it on here, but I'll tell you after it's over. But Fry had a good one for that he told me about him. It's pretty funny, but yeah, I
yeah,
didn't
but
know
it's
that.
it's
Yeah,
just it's good people. It's and you get to go out there and I get to go out there. I don't ever get a chance to race against Drake Troutman. Last year me and Drake Troutman, that's the first time I ever met him. As soon as the race was over, I went down there and hugged him. I said, "You dude," I said that was too close. And well, anyways, we go to the PBR bar later that night. We're hanging out, visiting, and built a good friendship. I get to go in there and throw sliders with Strickler, Thornton. People I don't get to race against very often. So
right. I
it's
mean,
good
because
to.
you're racing against some of the best drivers. I mean, the
Oh,
top drivers in the
absolutely.
country. Yeah.
Absolutely. So to get to go out there and throw sliders with them guys and just showcase not only some driving but some respect, that's pretty rewarding for me. But it's what they built's incredible. It's turned into probably the World 100 will always be the Daytona of dirt. And then I feel like, you know, for the IMCA Super Nationals is their Daytona. But the dome is just something completely different. It's an element all on its own. And it's just I can't put into words, it's just badass.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you 100%. 100%. I can't wait to get up there. Hey, man, I've had you on here for a long time. I know we just scratched the surface on this. Hopefully, I wanted to try to cover a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in a certain amount of time, but I'd really like to get you back on here and
Yeah, I'd
talk
love
some
to do a
more
part
because,
two. I
man,
got a
I
lot
mean,
of good
this,
stories. I can talk for hours.
I bet you can, and I want to hear it too. But it's pretty cool, man. I talked to you on the phone when we were talking about this. Feel like I've known you forever, and I just met you. So it's pretty cool, man. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool to talk to you and get you on here. And again, you're in 116. That's
Yep,
where you're
section
going to be set up on the
116,
con.
me and Tim Ward Racing will be up there. Come by, like I said, even if you ain't even gonna buy a shirt, just swing by and say hi. We'd love to visit with you and hear how your dome experience is going and you know, get to see them kids this close to Christmas. They can tell us what they want.
Heck yeah. And I'm gonna get some pictures of your merch. I'll put that on this video so people can see it, and see what you got up there and stuff. And man, I wish you the best of luck up there. I know you're gonna have a good time, probably no matter what. But hopefully you can hopefully get you a win up there too.
Well, we're gonna give it all we got. We got a good program. We got I gotta give a little shout out here. We've got Baird Auto Group, come on board, Midwest Healthcare and Wellness is on board, Davison Truck and Murphy Oil. But the big thing is Cadillac Chassis Jack. They've stepped up to the plate and made sure we had all the equipment we need. And then I couldn't do it without Mark Norris. He's been unreal, and then all of our crew, Cody, Aaron, Matt. And the wives, Babe and Mackenzie will be in the booth. I want to give them love too. But we've just built a pretty good program for this, and we're excited about it. I think it's going to be a good deal. I know there's going to be people there that I didn't mention, and I'm sorry, but we want to thank everybody that's going to be there and involved in our program.
Okay. Well, thanks again for coming on,
You
Peyton.
bet.
I really appreciate it, I will. I want to. I'm gonna try to get down there to that Clash on the Coast. I've been thinking about it. I'd like to check that out and see that, and it sounds
Well, you
fun.
just let me
Talk to you,
know and we'll make it happen. And you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing one awesome job. I really enjoy these. So,
man. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It
all
does.
right, Skip.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it, Peyton. Good luck
Thank you,
up there.
brother. See y'all.
All right.